Oh my gosh, we made it through season two. Season two is officially complete. We did it, y'all. Come on now. I really just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone that has supported these videos and are watching them and are sharing them. And all your feedback means a lot. And I really want to say thank you to all my guests this season. And yes, there will be a season three. Yes. So again, thank you very much, and I'll see you next year. Run that intro, girl.
I'm about that life. I'm about that life. Keep on trying. I'm about that life. Never quit. I'm about that life. Keep on striving. I'm about that life. Keep on pressing. I'm about that life. Keep on shining. I'm about that life. Keep on dreaming. I'm about that life. Never stop.
Today on About That Life, I sit down and talk to a very special friend of mine. She is an incredible vocalist, dazzling actress, and dedicated performer. In 2019, she amazed audiences with her astounding portrayal of Moana in When You Wish with Tuacan Center for the Arts. Then, in 2023, she landed her dream role of Catherine Howard with the national tour of Six the Musical. She really is one to watch. Here is Alize Cruz. All right, Alize.
Hi.
I'm so happy that you're on here. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. It really means a lot.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to see you.
Yes. So I have to let everybody know how we know each other. You are known as Alize, but to me, you're Momo. I know you will always be Momo to me. We met 5 years ago for the 2019 summer season at Tuacan, and I'm gonna let you just talk from there about how our introduction began.
Yeah. So she's my Tia. She played our Tiana while I was Moana in Disney's When You Wish, and Taj was like my big sister that I never had. You really, I felt so much comfort knowing you and being around you and talking to you, and I've grown up a lot since then. So who you're talking to now is not who you met 5 years ago. But yeah, we spent 8 months together. Was it 8?
7.
7, yeah,
It
it was
felt like 8
long.
months. It was like almost a whole year. So
Yeah, a long time together doing a really fun summer season, doing 3 shows at Tuacon. So it was real fun.
yes, and you were adorable Mer sister. You were in
Oh
Little
my God,
Mermaid.
that costume girl.
Yes.
That wig.
Wearing your orange and yellow.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Miss
cute.
Water. She
Yes.
said.
And I was a coral reef.
Yes. Did you know that they're selling those costumes right now? They're having a sale.
What?
Yeah, at Tuacon
Oh,
right
wow. I
now.
remember at the end of our season, they were giving away some costumes, but I didn't know they were selling some. That's amazing. I don't know if there's anything I would buy, but
I know. I was like, "Do you have my wig? I'll buy my wig."
right. Maybe one of the princess dresses that was kind of cool, but
Oh, those are nice. I loved those.
yeah. I got my hands on something. One of the I guess it was a reject costume for the under the sea outfit for one of the things. It was like a net, like a little fish net thing.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love that thing. That
yeah.
looks cute.
I wore it on the beach a few times. Yes,
Yeah.
it absolutely was super cute.
Yes.
So my first question, Alize, is how did you get your start in musical theater?
Ooh, so my start. So technically, my first show that I ever did, I was 12, and it was Thoroughly Modern Millie that our middle school was doing, and that was the first show I ever did. But I didn't do theater again until a senior in high school. To which I auditioned. I was going to audition for ensemble for Hunchback of Notre Dame, and my choir teacher encouraged me to go for Esmeralda because I was very shy. I didn't really like to put myself out there, and so she encouraged me, and I ended up getting it. And that was the start of like, oh my God, I think I like this. And so I decided to go to college for that here at UNLV in Las Vegas. And it very quickly showed myself that I wasn't meant for college. And so I actually ended up leaving. And when I left college is when I auditioned for TuaCon. So
Yes.
I was 19. Yeah, I literally, it was crazy because my mom, she wanted me to get like a business degree and stuff to like fall back on and things. And I was like, I can't do it. And so I auditioned for TuaCon. And uh, it was around the same time that I had left college. And then 2 weeks later, I got the call for TuaCon. And I was like, Lord Jesus, thank you so much. It's like,
That's right.
'cause I don't know what I would have done.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
great.
that's when the professional years started, which is when I was 19. And I'm so grateful for that because if that did not line up how it did, do not know where we would be today.
Oh man, I'm so happy that's how it all started for you, and I'm so happy that you agreed to do the shows.
Girl,
That's
me too.
because I know you now. That's amazing.
I
So,
know.
how long were you in college before you left?
So I was there, so I studied theater for a year, and then I studied hospitality for 6 months. So I was there for a year and a half. And that's crazy too. I went from theater to something not performance at all, and I wasn't performing that whole time I was in hospitality. So it was crazy. I didn't really know if I could make it a career, which is
Mhm.
really scary. And coming from a family that no one is a performer, I didn't really know. Luckily enough, I knew this woman who's still, it's funny because we have done every show together since, but her name's Angela Chan. You know Angela, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name
So,
sounds familiar. I'm sure if I looked at a picture, it instantly hit me. Yeah.
yes. So I met her when I was 17 and she kind of took me under her wing. And so even though I was in college, not doing really theater things, I kept in touch with her and she actually trained me and kind of taught me everything I needed to know to start and to be successful in this industry. She was very hard on me, but I needed that because I had no idea what this industry took. So I honestly commend her and I give her that credit for helping me get to where I am. Because without her, I wouldn't, for sure.
Oh, snaps for Angela. Snaps for
That's for
Angela.
Angela.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
love that. I love
yeah.
when you can find a mentor and they are willing to invest in you. And then also, it just shows how humble you are that you were willing to let somebody, guide you, even if
Yeah.
it wasn't always, nicely said,
Yeah.
it was still
Yeah,
encouragement. I love
absolutely.
that.
Someone who
Oh,
believes in you. It's very important. It's very important to
absolutely.
have that. And yeah, I seriously I would not be here if she didn't help me with all of that.
Mm.
So, yeah.
And you've done a lot in just 5 years. I mean, you
Oh,
have accomplished a lot.
it's crazy.
So that's amazing. What was the first stage production you ever saw that you can remember?
Oh, it was Wicked. It was Wicked at
Oh,
the
okay.
Smith Center here in Vegas, and I bawled like the first number. Da-da-da-da-da-da, bald. I lost it. But that also wasn't, I think 17 or 18, like I was older.
Mm.
And I remember how magical it was, like when you see a show, like you're transported into a different world
Mm.
and they tell you different stories and I just lost it. It was the best thing ever. And I will never forget watching it and just the feelings that a show gives you. Um, yeah,
Absolutely. It's
inspirational.
funny. I avoided that show for 17 years.
No, you
I
didn't.
did. I'm not kidding. I was like, I don't want to see this. I'm not. I was in the Wiz when I was
Oh,
21, so I liked the Wiz. I grew up watching the movie.
yeah.
I liked the Wizard of Oz, but I did like the Wiz more. But I just wasn't a big. I wasn't a big fan of that story, so I didn't even read the books. So I was avoiding. I was like, I like Kristen Chenoweth, I like
Yeah.
Idina Menzel, but I'm like, I don't really care for this because I remember when it first came out,
Yeah.
and everybody at my high school was just going nuts over the
Yeah.
songs and singing them, and I was like, I'm not getting on this train. So and
Yeah.
then when it was coming out here, this is like 2018 going into 2019, It came out to LA to the Pantages, and I was like, I'll just go see it. Why not? Let's just go see what everybody's just hooting and hollering
Yeah.
about. So I took my husband to it, and he loved it like instantly. Like you said, the first few minutes, I was like, I'm looking over at him like, is this really good already? Like, okay. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the two actresses who played Glinda and Elphaba, Jackie Burns, who had done it for so many years. I think she's the longest running Elphaba. And
Yes.
then, like I said, Kara Lindsay, we know her from what is it? Oh my goodness, I done forgot the show. Newsies.
Yes.
She was
Okay.
on
Okay.
Newsies. Yes.
Right.
And I had reached out to them. I told them like I avoided the show for years, but you guys are definitely forever cemented as my Elphaba and my Glinda.
Oh,
It's
you
just such
messaged
a
them? That's
yeah.
that's
I get it. I get what you're saying. That
yeah.
show that's a great show to see for the first time, to be introduced to musical
Beautiful.
theater.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just those two especially. They have to be so freaking talented, you know? And it's I think that was the my alphabet. I don't remember who played her, but I was blown away. Just
Mhm.
taken from that talent. It was insane. It's like, and then the monkeys. Don't you just love the monkeys? I love the freaking
It's a
monkeys.
good show. It is a good show, absolutely.
I'm glad you ended up seeing it.
Yes, I know. I'm like, okay, I feel silly. Everybody was right.
Yeah.
Gosh. So, what do you like to do more, dance or sing?
Oh, I think they both come with different joys, right? I love to dance because it's just fun. Like you just get to loosen up. When I sing, I get nervous, so I don't feel as like I'm having fun. But I love to tell a story when I sing, if that
Mm,
makes sense. So
yes.
I love a park and bark. I love a sad song. I love something that makes me and you cry. I love that feeling. But when it comes to dancing, I think that's fun in the sense of just feeling loose and just because I'm not a technical dancer, girl. My leg does not go high, and mm-mm. So for me, dancing is fun. Two
Who was in the dance track ensemble in the Tuacahn season? That was you a lot of times. You were
girl, I
you
know,
were
which is
neck and
crazy.
neck with technically, trained dancers.
I
I
know.
I, I had a feeling your answer was going to be dancer because when I watch you dance, you are in an element.
It's so fun. It's so
You
fun.
are having a fun. You are having
I
a
do
ball.
love it. I do love it. I wasn't really trained dancing growing up. I did hip hop and step in high school
Oh
for a year
yes.
or two. Yeah, a year or two, and that kind of opened my heart up to that. When it comes to technicality, I get really nervous around dancers, but during six, I actually felt so much more confident because there are so many styles that we do. Um, and there's only six of you, so it's like you've got to be pretty dang together. And I learned a lot. And I think I became a better dancer during six. So
Oh.
to answer the question, I would say dancing is more fun. I get more
Yeah.
nervous to sing. So yeah.
I used to love watching you in Friend Like Me during when you were,
That was the best
yeah.
things ever.
That was I was watching. I wasn't in that particular part of that number. I
Yeah,
was in later, but I knew it was technically difficult, and you were holding your own.
that was fun. You know
Yes.
what was crazy was the Mary Poppins section.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
yeah, that was a
I
lot.
thought the step in time was going to be difficult to do, for anyone who's not a tapper, and I was so happy I wasn't in that number.
Yeah, me too. We were watching from the top. We said, "You
I
guys
would I would just be on the sides videotape. Have fun, guys. You
can."
guys all look great.
Oh,
Absolutely
so
look great.
fun.
So I know you said you love to sing. So who are some singers that inspire you?
That inspire me. Oh, okay. Lea Salonga has
Mm.
been somebody that I have always looked up to. And possibly because, she covered Disney princess voices. And I've always dreamed of being a Disney princess before Moana. So that was really exciting. But she's also Filipino. So it was somebody that, we listened to growing up and was super inspirational and super representative of who we are. And she's just beautiful and poised, and her voice is so, oh my God, she's just it's so elastic, if that makes sense. Like she can do so many things.
Yes.
Another person that I really, really, really love is Audra McDonald. And
Oh,
right? It's just like I'm thinking of a song specifically, but Your Daddy's Son,
yeah.
right? When
Yeah.
she sings that, it is so painful. And again, I love the emotional, like I love when a singer can just make you feel everything that she's feeling. And I think that she's one of them. And her voice is just so rich and mature, and she is also just so poised and elegant. And I really, really love her. I
Mhm.
love her. I think those are my two like top idols in the theater world. If I'm honest, in the world, I'm not like with the times. I'm not with the times now. So, but if I were to say any singer, not a female, Luke Combs is my man. I love Luke
Oh,
Combs.
yeah.
I'm a huge country fan, so I love him. We saw him live not too long ago, and he was my first like big concert. I cried so much. If you can't, I'm a crier. I'm a huge crier. But yeah, I think those two, and then him and his writing style and his singing style is just so effortless, and I love effortless. That's what I strive to be. But
You
yeah,
are, at least in my mind.
ah, yeah,
I mean, come on, when you say how far I'll go, I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God.
After singing it that many
Oh
times,
my God, this is so
oh
beautiful
man,
to watch.
after singing it that many times, it's just burned in your brain. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You can
yes.
just do it. It's crazy, crazy.
Going back to country music,
Yeah.
I think a lot more people are being more honest about their love of country music
Mhm.
lately. I did always love it, but I didn't always grow up with it. It seems like in Las Vegas, where you grew up, that there's a big following with country music.
There is, and it's so crazy. You wouldn't really expect there to be a huge country vibe here in Vegas, but there is. I've got four boots in the closet. There totally is. And I think now, when it comes to music, weirdly enough, a lot of different artists who are not country artists are writing country music or releasing country music to get on those charts because now everyone loves country. It's kind of a
Mhm.
movement right now. But you're right. As of like 2 years ago, people were like, oh, I hate country. I hate country. But now everything's country, you know?
Yeah,
Turn to a
I
radio
love.
station. It's so good.
Yeah,
I
I
did
love
country
Carrie
writing.
Underwood. I mean, I know she's
Oh,
not like, I love Reba McEntire too.
um,
I know Carrie's not the only example of country
right.
music. There's
But she's
ones
very
that
big.
have, yes, there's plenty of singers that have come before her that have actually made their staple on country music. But she, for me, she always does it for me.
Absolutely. And she's such a powerhouse, like you listen
Yes,
to old
yes,
country and it's not really powerhouse things, like Dolly Parton. It's very
yes,
light, sweet, but it just makes you feel good. I don't know. Country music to me tells a story unlike a lot of other genres.
yes.
Um, I'm not so sure about the newer ones. I think old country is where it's at when it comes to the storytelling,
Yeah.
but like new artists and new songs are really good,
Hmm.
You heard of Machine Gun Kelly's new song?
I
He
haven't. No, no.
rewrote Country Roads, and he
Oh,
calls it
wow.
Lonely Road, take me home. And it's different. It grew on
Yeah.
me. It's different. So yeah, it's definitely worth a listen.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. What is your favorite musical you have ever seen, and what is your favorite musical that you have starred in?
Ever seen? Okay, this is so recent, probably so cliche. The Notebook.
Okay, I have
Girl,
not seen it yet.
oh my God. I don't think I ugly cried at the end. So we were there for 6 rehearsals and we were like, why don't we go catch a show? Like, let's go try it. Well, we got rush tickets for front row.
Oh, wow.
So we were like, okay, like why not? I've seen the movie, obviously. It's like, your typical very classic romance. And I'm a sucker for romance. So we're there. And I think why I say that show is because of how beautifully put together it was. And so there's like, older Allie, the character of her, she has dementia. And so one of the scenes, oh, I don't want to spoil it for you if you've never
No,
seen
you're good. I've
Okay.
seen it.
Okay, I'll spoil it a little bit. So one of the scenes that they do is it's not a huge cast, maybe like 10 to 12 to 15. I can't remember exactly. It's very small. But there's one, because you've got the older Allie, the middle Allie, and then the younger, and then same with the Noahs. So what they have is the older Allie with dementia running through her memories, and everyone's on stage, but she's running through the different versions and times of her life. And it is so beautiful, and just it was, I could cry right now thinking about it, but it's just so well put together. And then of course Joy Woods was just unreal. Oh God, it, like, seeing that song before it blew up, right? Because we all know
Right.
that song blew up. Before it even blew, like, that was a performance of a lifetime. Like, she's so beautiful with her emotion, and she cried like a few times within that show, and especially in that song, and it was just breathtaking, and I will never forget watching that. Oh, also they do the rain scene where they, like,
Oh, nice.
they dance in the rain, and it was,
Yes.
oh my God, I was like, and then at the end, they all came out, and they're right, like, we're front row, they're right here. And I had to put my playbill, I literally held my playbill like this. Like, I was like this, because underneath, I was like, ah. So my playbill now is all, like, messed up from my tears.
Oh.
But it was so beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for the emotion. Like, I'm more for the intimate than the spectacle, if that makes sense. I love, like, things like Moulin Rouge and things like that, but I mostly love when I'm in the story with them, So, yeah. I also loved Les Mis. I saw that on the West End, and that was beautiful. Sorry, those were long explanations.
No, you're
Show that I've been in. Oh man, I haven't been in many, if I'm honest. Let me think. I loved Bat Out of Hell.
I was like, it's gotta be that one, right?
I also, like, fell in love with the actual, like, guy too. So, like, we're still together now, which is
Aw.
crazy. But it was so fun because, you got to be on stage, and it was another world. It was unlike the shows that I've done before, where, like, these guys were wearing, like, face paint and crazy wigs, and, like, they resembled the Lost from Peter Pan. So it was very eclectic, and I don't know, we got to, like, be on a stage with motorcycles and fire, and it was so cool. And also I got to sing something that wasn't musical theater for the first time in a show. It's rock music, and it really pushed me out of my little bubble of musical theater. And so now I've kind of, like, figured out more of my own voice and my rasp and my belting, and it's so different than my musical theater. So I think in a way that show opened me up as a person, as my own artist, which is really great. And it was just so fun, and Six is fun. I love doing Six. But I think Bat Out of Hell definitely wins it for me.
Nice. I
Yeah.
love it. What is your go-to audition song?
Ooh,
'Cause, they ask for they ask for a whole book,
They
different
do.
variety, but there's that one song that you're like, I know I can nail if I
Yes.
sing this one.
Right. Okay. So for theater, it started with Breathe, right? From In the Heights, because I'm, like, Hispanic, and it just makes sense. So it started with Breathe. And then it became Monster from Frozen. Because, that's, like, I don't know, Disney, but musical theater at the same time. So those were my two songs from when I was younger. If I'm honest, when I did Bat, I couldn't do those because they needed a rock song. And so I learned Total Eclipse of the Heart the night before the audition. And girl, I went in there and I forgot the words. I started singing on a la 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 la, and I still booked it. Oh my God, that was crazy. But yeah, I would say Breathe and Monster were my two top theater go-to songs.
That's good.
What's yours?
That's kind of what I'm doing right now, just cleaning out my book and trying to make sure that I have a song for each genre, because I've been in situations like that too, where I didn't have a song that fit the style that they were asking for.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, now I got to learn this whole new song just for this one audition. I'm probably not even sing it again,
Some
But I'm
songs,
like, okay.
I'm like, when did I even learn that one? Like, I'll look back and I'm like,
Hmm.
what did I even learn? Like, what did I learn this for?
What audition was this for? Exactly. I'm not even singing the song anymore.
What are the words? I don't even recognize these words.
They're like, "What's in your book?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let's
I don't
open it up.
know.
Let's find out."
You
It's been
tell
like
me.
10 years of a collection.
It's so funny.
Oh, so what is, we all have them, but what is your horrible audition story?
Oh my God. Probably. Oh, well, that one I forgot my words for that.
Yeah.
And what was crazy about it was I, and I did it twice. So I did the first day, forgot the words, and then did it, and then they called me back. So the next day I go back, and I had to learn 3 songs in full of from that show. And what had happened was I was like, it was All Coming Back from Celine Dion,
Oh,
and then Heaven Can Wait from by Meatloaf, and then I think a cut from Bad Out of Hell, which was very wordy. And so All Coming Back comes on, and I'm holding the music, and I'm like, no, I got this. I got this. They were like, you can hold the music. I said, no, I got it. So I looked through. I was like, got it. Put the music down. Song starts. I'm like,
oh no.
I literally was like, oh no, I have no idea what's happening right now. And then they were like, you can hold the music. I go, okay. So I look, and then they start the music again. And I was like, there were nights when the winds come. La, 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 la. I literally la-la'd the whole thing. However, they liked it. Like, you can just tell when a director is into it.
Yeah.
He was into it.
Yeah, they liked you already.
So I guess, I showed some
They were like,
emotion.
at least she knows the notes.
Yeah. At least she knows the notes, right. There was one time, it's not musical theater, but I had an audition to be the MC for Magic Mike Live here
Oh,
in Las
wow.
Vegas. I am not an MC. I've never, ever even auditioned to be an MC.
Oh.
And it was the worst audition I have ever went to. They gave us a paragraph to memorize. I can memorize all day, but the second I get into an audition room, I am terrified and I will forget everything. So that is exactly what happened. And I kept looking out and looking back at the paper and looking out and looking back at the paper. And it was just so embarrassing. It was so, you're supposed to get them to have fun. And the whole time they were like, and I wanted to cry. I was like, I never want to do this again. So that one I actually walked out really embarrassed by. Yeah.
We've all had them.
We've all had it. Just like feeling unprepared, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Even if you've prepared and then just got nervous, which is what
Yeah.
happened.
And you're
But
like,
I'm
just like
curious
when your body just turns on you. You're
Yeah.
like, really, body? Like, I know what to do.
Right.
My brain is telling me what to do, but you're doing the opposite.
I know. You're like, what's happening?
Like when you're at a dance. Yeah, go ahead.
I did Monster. I sang Monster for an audition. It's in, the time is 7, not in 4. It's in 7. And I told the pianist that to start, but he started playing it in 4 and never stopped. So I was like, I guess I'm not gonna stop. And so that whole time it was like, if I'm a monster, then it's true. And it was like that the whole time. It was so rough. And then later on, I was like, it was in 7. He was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I was like,
Ugh.
it's okay, I got it, but it's fine. It's fine.
Oh my God.
What's
I know.
yours?
I like it when the casting people, or at least let you say, they'll say, okay, stop. And go
Yes.
because otherwise, if you stop it, it looks bad and you look like a diva.
I know. It's so bad. Oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad. What's yours? Do you have one?
Oh, I have too many, girl. I have too many. This ain't about me.
Make me feel better right now, Taj. God.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it was like maybe last year, and I was cracking in the middle of the song. And it's one of those times where you just got to get through it. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I prepped. I did everything that I was supposed to, and I had to get through it, and then I rushed out of that room.
You say you don't even need to call me back. It's okay.
No, I already know. I already know. I already know what's happening right now. I done cracked 3 times in the middle of this song. It's over.
Yeah.
There's always been a dream of mine of just saying, I'm just gonna faint. Like when it starts going bad, just faint. Just
And they'll feel bad, and then it's okay.
don't feel bad. Yeah. Because like I said, they don't want you to stop in the middle because you look like you're just some high, uppity person that doesn't want to finish a song because it's going wrong and you're a diva and because it's supposed to be a performance. You're supposed to treat an audition as a performance. You wouldn't stop in the middle of the performance. So that's just been my thing. Like, okay, when it starts going bad, just faint.
Yeah. Have you done it?
No,
Oh,
I have not done
you gotta
it.
get a
No.
text message the day you do, because
I love the face. Everybody has the same face when they start to crack or something goes vocally wrong. We all
right.
have that face of what the heck, and then you try to keep going. And
Yeah.
the casting people already see it and they're thinking
Yeah.
it too. And you're like, you're judging yourself as they're judging you. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh my
literally what
God.
was happening. And so they were all like, they all looked sad for me. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave right now before the tears
You don't even
come.
need to tell me to go. I'm gonna
Right.
go.
I'm leaving. I'm scurrying. I'm running out of this room right now.
You'll see the dust behind me. You won't
Right.
even see me go.
You hear me go, thank you. Get out of
Thank
here.
you, door closed.
Oh my gosh, it was so horrible. I was like, I
Oh.
know how to sing this song. What's going on?
It's okay.
Anyway,
We have those days.
exactly. Do you think you are good at rejection and disappointment?
I do. I think you have to be, right? Or if you're not, I don't know. For me though, it's like you shouldn't expect that you're right for everything, right? Like no one's
Mm.
right for everything. And two, in my experience, the director kind of already has an idea of what they're looking for and what they want. The whole table kind of has an idea of what they're looking for. So if you go in and they say no, you're just not what they were looking for, and that's totally fine. That doesn't mean you're never going to be what other people are looking for. Like you're probably perfect for something else. And I think you just have to keep that mindset. The one time I did not take it, this is the only time I've cried from not getting something, was the second time I auditioned for Six, and it was in Los Angeles. And I had gotten the first time around as a rehearsal swing for the ships. So this one, I was like, I walked in hella confident, which I normally don't. I normally walk in neutral. But this one, I was like, okay, I booked it before. Like, let's go, Kay Howard. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And so I even dressed like her and everything, right? Well, I walk in and I do my first song. And they say, thank you. And I was like, thank you. Like, that's it. They didn't even ask me to come to the dance callback. And it's because I kept my hopes up though. Do you know what I mean? It's because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do great. Never again. That's the first and only time I have ever walked into an audition way too confident. And it bit me, and that taught me a lesson, and so I left that audition humbled as heck. Very humbled. But yeah, I think that taking rejection is very necessary in this industry, or else it's gonna kill your ego. It's gonna kill you, and it's gonna break you down as a person, and it's not healthy for this.
It's so not. And it's a weird, like, catch-22 of you need some confidence when you go into an audition,
Right.
but like you said, you can't be overly confident because you don't know and you don't have the power in your hands to give yourself that job. Someone else
Right.
has to give you that job. And if you don't have confidence, then they sense that you're insecure and
Right.
overly nervous, and then they're definitely not going to give you the job because they want you to be confident. So like
Exactly.
it's just it's a
hard.
back and forth thing.
It's hard. And two, I think we need to remember, like, there will always be someone that's better, right?
Yes.
And that it's I don't know, you just the whole confidence thing, you're so right about it. You have to find that happy medium of like proud of yourself, but not like I'm gonna get it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
So true.
because then you see those girls who think that way, they leave and they're in shambles, and it sucks because they are talented, but they're letting this, get so deeply to their core that now, like, I don't, do you know what I'm saying?
No,
I
I do.
say that very weirdly, but it kills you when that's my explanation of
And I
that.
love that you said you have to learn how to really be good at rejection, disappointment.
Yeah.
Because I think for a long time I was really good at faking how
Mm,
to handle it.
yeah.
And I had to have a moment where it was like, okay, we're having a serious breakdown
Yeah.
because of years of not really learning how to handle this well, to take it in the right way, to look at it with the right mindset.
Mhm.
Not everything's going to come our way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's so many factors that go into it as well. Like,
Hmm.
I you never know if they already have someone in mind. You don't know if it's a completely open call. You don't even know if there's actually spots open or they're just holding an audition. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think too, an important thing to take away from auditioning, every audition is like a free dance class or it's a free trial. It's not as deep as you think it is. And
Mm.
I think that's a healthy way to go into auditions, is like, I'm here to just like work on stuff. It's just I'm practicing, and this dance call is just an hour-long dance class. And yeah, I think taking it and looking at it as that takes away the pain of it if you don't get it, if you don't book it. Um, yeah, and it's just more fun that way.
All right, Professor Cruz.
Where are my glasses?
She's
Where are
holding
my glasses at?
a whole class on audition technique.
Sorry, my bad.
No, no, it's fine. Honestly, there should be more classes on the mentality of auditioning. Honestly, it really
Yeah,
should.
I like to. Sorry to throw this out there.
No,
I
it's okay.
I like to coach high school kids. Um,
Mm,
because they're passionate about theater now, and they need to prepare to get into the mindset of a real audition and things like that. So I very much enjoy going to like high schools around here and kind of giving them those clinics of audition technique and things like that. Just because it helps so much. It's not a competition, and everyone thinks
exactly.
it is. So
Hmm.
really important to know that it's not. Makes it so much healthier and easier for you to get through it. So yeah,
Mm.
that's something I really enjoy.
What is it like pursuing your dream in New York City?
Oh my gosh. Well, I haven't done shows in New York City, right? But I did have to train there and live there for a month for 6 rehearsals. And that was crazy. Like, I don't know. I told my mom that I would never move to New York unless I had a job.
Mhm.
And so even that month-long rehearsal process before tour was insane. Like, I don't know, it's a whole different lifestyle there, and walking past all the marquees and all the Broadway theaters was crazy. And little Alize would have never dreamed that that would have happened. Um, you know, I've not made it onto a Broadway show yet. I haven't auditioned for many, but maybe after this I will. But it's crazy being in the heat of it all. Like, New York City is where theater is the heart of, and it's just, I don't know, just being surrounded by so many artistic things was gorgeous. It's
Mm.
so heart fulfilling and happy, and yeah, I'm grateful for it.
Aw. So, what is it like to originate the role of Moana in When You Wish?
Oh, that was cool. I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people know that that was like the originating like stage role, because she's not really anywhere. There's not a big Moana show anywhere at all yet, right?
Not that I'm
I don't
aware
think
of.
so. Not that yeah, okay. It was cool also because I was quite young, like I think I turned 19 during that, so I was like 18 to start. And I mean, coming from, the POC kind of thing and representing culture is so cool. And my family's from Hawaii. She's not from Hawaii, but it's the
Mm.
islander type. And it was really, really special to be representing that. on stage. And then I love being a princess. So just like meeting,
Aw.
you too, like meeting all the
Yeah.
littles is just, like when you got to meet them afterward and they were like, oh my, like it's just so special. Like you really, I don't know, that you become that person that they see on TV in the movies, and they know all of your songs, and it is just beautiful. Like, do you remember we went to the those schools in St. George at 2 o'clock?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just like hearing the entire freaking cafeteria sing made me want to cry. It's just knowing that you have touched their hearts in some way is so special. And being a Disney princess and the first Islander Disney princess at that is so cool. It is so cool. It's such a
Yeah,
community.
it was so well received.
Yeah.
They went nuts in the Moana section, and I would
They
just be in the back on the side, just like,
That's so special. And, like Sam would start it and do his like chants, and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God!" Like this is. But yeah, I recently saw a video, and the set and the water that it
Yes.
all looked so great, and that boat was crazy. How there was a person in that little boat.
Oh, there was somebody in the raft.
Yes, in the freaking catamaran. He was like like driving this little boat that I was
Wow.
on. Yeah,
I
so
never saw when the person got in or got out, so I always thought it was some sort of thing that they had on some trackless thing or whatever. That's
yeah,
crazy.
nope,
Right
there's
on.
human.
Oh, Tuacahn, all the
Oh,
special things that you do, like
right?
putting bringing water onto the set and everything.
Okay, that was cool.
Yeah,
That
that
is
was
so cool. And then
yeah,
they're freaking camels and horses.
yeah.
They actually have real animals. How cool is that?
I know.
Hmm.
Has there ever been a role you felt overwhelmed by and yet it challenged you the most?
Yes. Yes. Raven from Bad Out of Hell was challenging vocally because I wasn't trained in rock or pop or anything like that. So that was a really hard show vocally. Now, Six is a whole different. It is, wow.
It
Six is
seems
crazy.
like a beast of a show.
It is. And it is because it's only 85 minutes, right? But
Mm.
you're on stage the whole time. You can never turn off your you. Um, and I think that that's a huge challenge because, also just like stamina from singing and doing all the dance moves at the same time is really freaking intense. And it took a long time for my body to acclimate to that. But also, I think for me, the story of Kay Howard and her life is really. Have you seen the show? Have you seen Six?
I have not seen it
Okay,
yet. No.
totally fine. Catherine Howard's story kind of relates to like so essentially her story. She was young when she married the king and was actually decapitated at age 17. So
Mm.
and that because it was found that she had slept around with other people before she was married, but she was so young and naive. So I kind of get to tell the story of her naivete as opposed to the other people who thought that she was being promiscuous or anything like that.
Mhm.
So it's actually a really deep story, and if you listen to the song, it's a 7.5 minute song, by the way. Long song.
Wow.
There are four choruses, but it goes from really happy young person who just fell in love for the first time to someone who's literally being taken advantage of, and it gets really dark and really deep, which I love. I love telling those kinds of stories, but it has been a challenge to go through that song on that journey without giving too much away before the end. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
That character, that show in general has just been crazy, crazy hard to learn and get right, I think.
Yeah. What was a highlight from that? Let's just talk about Six right now.
Oh, highlight. A
What was the
highlight.
highlight?
I think, well, I mean, to go along with that, highlights, we do meet and greets after every show. And I think I've met a couple people who have related very much to my story and my song. And so they'll meet me and they'll just hug me and cry. And that's not a highlight in happiness, but it's a highlight in I'm so happy that I was there for them and they were there for me and we were understanding each other. I think that those people are the people that really stick out to me and I will remember forever. Um, another highlight, we had a sing-along show.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
oh yeah, it was in Chicago. And obviously everyone who was there was mad Six fans or people who weren't Six fans and didn't know that it was a sing-along but ended up enjoying it, you know. But the end when we sing we're one of a kind of category and we all took our in-ears out so we could hear everyone, and it was so touching just to know that all those people are there for us and we are there for them, and we were just a family that day, and it was the coolest thing ever. They sung every word to every song.
Wow.
Special. Yeah.
Do you still stay in touch with the other queens?
I do. I
Yes.
do. Yes, I do. I call so Cleves, she's probably my closest friend out of everyone. I talk to her all the time. But I do keep in touch with the rest of them and their endeavors and things like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, this has been such a great experience, and I really can't wait for more. I
Did
can't.
you love when people would dress up in the
I love it. Okay, I loved when people dressed up. I also, another highlight, it's not really a highlight, my freaking ponytail is my favorite thing in the whole entire world.
She has the best look, I'm sorry.
Girl,
I love all the costumes, but hers is the absolute cutest.
she's got a cute outfit, right? Okay,
Yes, she
I'm so
does.
lucky. I have the easiest outfit to move in as well. I don't
Mm.
have the big sleeves. I don't have crazy like anything going on. So I'm really lucky in that I have like almost nothing on. So, but that corset, oh my God, it is so tight. It's like I'm forced to sit like this. I swear my posture was so much better because you have to literally like this all the time. But yeah, that costume's so fun. The
Yeah, when
hair.
I found out you were her, I was like, "Oh, that's great. That's the one I like."
Me too. I've always wanted to be her. Like from
Yeah.
the moment I auditioned for Six, I was like, I'm gonna play her. I'm gonna play her, and so it's finally happening, and it's crazy.
How
Putting
was
on.
the audition process, and then how did you find out that you got
So
the
this
role?
last time around, because I auditioned 3 times.
Yes.
Okay, this last time I had seen the open call online, and I had messaged them because I couldn't make the call back. I was going to be out of town or something like that, and so I emailed them, and then 2 days later, I get an email from my agent, and she's like, "Hey, they want to see you for their like invited call." And I was like, "Oh my God, okay." So the invited call was not on, I could make both days essentially. So it was on a Thursday and a Sunday. So I drove down to LA on a Thursday, and it was my first audition. So I sung, what I sang? I sung Turning Tables from Adele.
Mm.
And then I believe, yes, they asked me like what queens would I want to sing for. Well, they already knew me because I had already done it before. So I sang for Kay Howard, so that's who I chose, of course. And then I left that day. Oh no, we had a dance call. We had the dance call later. And girl, I don't know what possessed my body to do something I have never done. But you know, like the floor work, like the heels work, that
Yes,
girl,
yes.
I've never not once taken a class. But I said,
That's some hard stuff to do in those heels. Those
I
dance
don't
classes
know.
would be crazy.
Right. And so we had this like combo to a Beyonce song because you know you handle your queen, right? So
Yes.
you do a combo and then you do like an 8 count of freestyle. I don't know what possessed me to get on this floor and start kicking my legs, but I did. And
Yes.
I don't think I got hold on. This is gonna be funny for your viewers. I don't ended up, can you see me?
Yes, I can.
I ended up on the floor like this. And
Ah!
I was like, well, I don't know how to get up now. So I literally like, I think I just like, I was like, and I ended like that. And it was
That's right.
but obviously it made them laugh. It made me laugh. And then I got a call back, and then I came back on Monday. So I drove back to Vegas, and then I drove back on Monday. And they had called me back for Kay Howard, Bolin, and Parr.
Mm.
But they only gave me one section for Berlin and one section for par. But for Howard, they wanted me to learn all of it. So already I was like, okay, we're going to put more focus on Howard because I know that's what they're seeing. And so I went back and I did my Berlin and par first, and they gave me notes on both of them. So I did both of those songs twice. And then when I did Howard, they gave me no notes at all. They just let me go right through it with the songs and the dialogue, and they gave me 0 notes. And I was like, that feels good. Also, when I was singing, I don't look at them normally, but I saw Roberta going like this, and I saw it in my peripheral, and I was like, oh, that's a good sign. When you know. And so I was like, okay, that's a really good sign. And then Aliza, who's the choreographer, she kept looking back as well. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. And so about a month later, I got an availability check. Like if I was, to see if I was able to do it, if I got the role. And this was before Christmas. And then about a couple months later is when they finally called me and said that I would play Catherine Howard. So it was crazy. It was a long waiting process. I started to lose hope. But
Who was the first person you told?
I was actually at my student's house, and I was giving her a lesson. And so I was at my student's house, and so they were the first people that knew. Which is funny. I was training her to audition for 6 at her high school. So it was kind of a really full circle moment.
Wow.
And then I told my boyfriend first, and I didn't tell my parents until later that night. I went over and I just started playing the song, and they were like, what are you doing? What? And then it was like crazy because it was cool. It was a really cool moment.
That is a long journey for that show for you.
I've been auditioning for 3 years.
Yes,
it's been a journey. So don't give up.
That's right. Don't give up. I love that. Oh. So as an actor, I'm sure we all have pet peeves. What is a pet peeve of yours as an actor?
Like my own pet peeves?
Yes. Anything that you've seen because you've been in I'm sure you've been in plenty of rehearsals. You've gone through plenty of productions. What is something that you see that is a pet peeve of yours?
Oh my gosh. I hate, and I'm sure everyone does, when actors give other actors notes. That is not
supposed to happen.
It's just like, what are you doing? I will never, ever tell someone what they should do or shouldn't do, or you're doing this wrong, or you should try it like this. That's a no. I don't know why people do that. And I don't know. Yes, freedom of speech, but that's not that's not a safe space to do that. And I think it's just rude, and I think it's really unprofessional, and it's just like, it's not your place, and if the creatives don't like it, they'll change it. But if they like it and they let it slide, let it happen. That's just part of it. If it's affecting you, go to the creatives. You don't need to tell that actor specifically, you're doing this and it's bothering me. It's not up to you. You go to the creatives. And I don't know. I think too, it can just really make an actor feel kind of degraded when another actor is telling them what to do. I don't know. And I think that can just cause a lot of sourness within the cast. And I think that's unhealthy, and I think it's not right. But yeah, I think that's my biggest pet peeve is
I knew I liked you.
It's just, I know I liked you too. But
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think it's just a respect thing, especially now. I'm sure all of us have experienced this, but the world is a little more sensitive now. And so the smallest things that are said can really affect someone. And I'm not saying I'm an angel. I've messed up too, because sometimes I'll say things as a joke or to be funny, and it comes off completely wrong. And that's disrespectful of me. So I think just being aware of what you say to people is really important. It's so important, because you never want to cause bad blood. You really don't. And yeah, that's my pet peeve.
Here, here. Yes.
Here, here.
Okay. What are your dreams for the future?
Oh
I know
man.
you're really young. You have so much more time, you
Yeah,
know?
my dreams for the future. I think for me, I mean, lately in doing Bat, where it was rock music, and in doing Six, where it's not really musical theater, it's very pop, it's very up there, you know. I've kind of found my own voice as an artist. I would like to start releasing my own music. I'm scared to. That's the thing. Is like, you know, in theater, we're so used to playing different people. It's so much easier to not be vulnerable. But when you're yourself, it is so scary. Like, I commend you for putting all of your work online and like sharing it, because I'm scared to do that. Like, when I post a singing video, you better bet I was like shaking trying to post that thing. I hate that stuff. So I think that eventually I would really like to be an artist, like a music artist. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
Yes, do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
I kind of just,
So I can like listen to the album and then go to your concert.
right? Yeah, I kind of just want to share emotion and feeling with people, but when it comes to like life, I think I just want to be like financially stable and happy and have
Mm.
my own space, because I've never even like had my own apartment yet, you know. So like, I really, small goals for me, but like, I've never bought a car, and I've never had my own apartment, so I would like to go do that. I would like to like purchase one, buy an apartment, you know, and call it my space. So those things are not career based, but just little things like that, just
Yeah,
growing
I
up.
love those. Those are great dreams.
Yeah.
And here's the last one. It's a
Yeah.
doozy. Are you ready?
I'm ready, girl.
Okay. Alize, you like yourself?
Do I like myself?
Yes.
I I would say I do. I would say that, you know, of course, there are things that I've done in the past or have been like in the past that I don't agree with now because I've grown up a bit. So, would I say that I liked myself then? No. Would I say that I like myself now? Yeah. I think that I am a kind-hearted person that works really hard and loves people really hard. I think that I have my guard up for some things and my reservations for some things. But I think you have to in some aspects, you know. But I think overall, I do. I'm very proud of myself. It took me a while to be proud of myself, especially in this industry. But I think you have to be, and you have to give yourself grace, which I never really did before. I was like, no, you have to be this way, you have to be this way, to be liked, you know, to be accepted, and things like that. But I'm going through a huge, I think it's maybe my mid 20s, but like going through a huge process of really loving yourself. You know, I've never been comfortable being by myself ever. And these, like, especially being on tour and these experiences that I've gone through lately have been really teaching me how important it is to love your space and your peace and your safety. And I've never learned that before. So it's been I'm literally talking about the last like 6 months, not even the last 2 months, I'm learning all of this. And I think it's just so important to love yourself and love yourself before you love anyone else. Yeah, and just to find your own peace and your own happiness. Yeah, it's so important. It's crazy. My therapist said all that. She said it's really important. So I said, okay, I'm gonna listen to you.
Well,
But
I'm proud of you and I'm
oh,
inspired by you, you know.
stop. I'm gonna
I'm
cry.
just no, that's the truth. If you start crying, it's all right. We'll both cry together.
Okay, I was like, I cry
But
a lot. Stop.
but you have really evolved in so much in so many ways, I should say, over the past 5 years. And I'm just so happy to see it happening in front of me, you know. I wish I was there to give you a hug because it's been literally five
It's
years
it's
since
literally been
I've
that
seen you.
long.
I
I
think when we went to
know.
Disneyland together, that was
Yeah.
the last
Oh,
time I saw you in
oh, that was
2019. So
fun.
yeah,
That
I
was
hope to see you physically one day soon.
I know, me too. Well, we're gonna be in. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. Never mind.
Right. We'll talk later offline.
Talk later on. Yeah.
But
Um,
I do. I love you, and I love you, love you, love you so
I
much.
love you too. I'm glad we've kept in touch all these years. Like even if it's
Yes.
something so small, and I love seeing your baby grow up. Like I'm so happy just seeing that, and you just seem so happy, and that makes my heart happy to see that. So even if we don't always talk, just know I'm supporting you from over
That's
here.
right. I love you, Momo.
I love you too,
And
Tia.
I thank you all so much for sitting and watching another episode about that life. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.